Hey! Good morning!
무슨 좋은 일이라도 있어? 오늘따라 기운이 넘치네.
Really? I feel the same.
좋은 일은 바로 이 소희님에게 있단다, 얘들아.
Soy smiled creepily and approached us.
요즘은 아카데미 올 맛이 난다니까.
What's making Soy that happy? Soy's smile widened after we stared at Yono's and Lance's seat. I feel something sinister behind that smile. You're just smiling because you're happy, right? I carefully asked her since her smile was a bit off.
소희가 알람 소리 없이 일어나는 건 처음 봤어.
Shimbi said with an inscrutable expression while drinking her strawberry milk.
지금의 널 보면 너희 어머니가 기쁨의 눈물을 흘리실지도 몰라.
기쁨의 눈물은 내가 흘리고 있다고. 난 지금 인생 최고의 핑크빛 시절을 만끽하는 중이란 말씀이야.
Because of Lance and Yono?
물론 병아리와 왕자도 한몫 거들었지만 핫파이브에서 눈부신 미소를 담당하고 있는 바로 나의 태희 선배가 있잖아.
Soy gathered her hands to her chest. She was no longer the witch she was just before. She was suddenly a saint with the most innocent face.
프린스 선샤인이 이곳에 강림하신 이후로 칠흑 같던 내 인생에도 한 줄기 희망의 빛이 생겼어.
She then suddenly changed her expression again and pointed at me.
그런 의미에서 너! 네가 정말 부럽도다.
I think you're gonna be much more jealous since I'm on Tay's route actually this time around, so... Friend? Me? Why?
핫파이브와 가장 친한 사람은 너잖아. 부모님끼리 친하다는 이유로 어릴 적부터 알고 지내다니. 우리 부모님은 그동안 대체 뭘 한 거야?
Soy started rattling on about what her parents did wrong. Yeah, your mom would never have a chance to shed happy tears. I glimpsed towards Yono and Lance's seat while Soy was madly blaming fate. And I recalled the first day we took the limo to school. The first day I came to school in that thing, I nervously stepped into the classroom. And sure enough, Soy was waiting for me with sharp eyes. Soy urged me to explain what happened. And I had no choice but to come up with excuses while hiding the most important facts. I didn't expect her to believe me when I told her our parents were close and I've known them since childhood because of that. I just felt glad that Soy's simple-minded. That simple mind of hers is her best charm and the source of my good fortune.
핫파이브와 등교하고 있는 너에 대한 다른 여자애들의 질투를 나와 신비가 어느 정도 막아주고 있잖아. 그러니까 너도 나 좀 도와주면 안 돼?
막아줬다기보다는 그냥 날 팔았잖아.
무슨 말씀을 그렇게 섭하게 하실까?
Soy gave a thundering cry at what Shimbi said. To be honest, Shimbi is right. Whenever the girls ask me how I know the Hot Five, Soy nudges Shimbi's back. And whenever that happens, Shimbi would recite the answer Soy taught her.
핫파이브에 그렇게 신경을 쓰다니. 역시 나만으로는 부족해?
아니야, 신비야. 우리의 마음은 그게 아니야. 영원히 신비만을 바라볼게. 신비야, 우리는 너밖에 없어.
I don't know if the students in this academy are naive or just dangerous.
그러니까 징검다리 역할 좀 해주라. 응?
Rich? To whom?
누구긴 누구야. 나랑 태희 선배지. 부탁이야. 응?
Soy confidently declared that she would use me for her love interest. Am I really friends with this girl? I was feeling a bit nervous when Shimbi tilted her head.
네가 직접 대쉬 안 하는 게 이상해. 넌 마음에 들면 짓고 난리잖아. 이미 했구나.
Already have? Shimby patted Soy. I didn't know Soy would hit on him like the other girls. I guess I have to admit that Soy is good at putting things to action. But before that, Soy asked Tay out, but Tay never said anything to me. I was a bit bothered to find out about this now. But, well, Soy's my close friend, so maybe he was just being careful. I was organizing my thoughts when Soy started grumbling.
테이 선배 가드가 은근히 높더라고. 다정하긴 한데 그 너머에 보이지 않는 벽이 있달까? 물론 그것도 멋있긴 하지만. 아무튼 다른 남자들과 같은 방법으로 넘볼 수 없다는 건 확실히 알겠어. 그래서 방법을 바꿔보기로 한 거야. 일명 옆을 노려라 작전.
I his side?
그래. 간접적으로 테이 선배에게 어필해서 직구를 날리는 여자아이들과는 차원이 다르게 접근하는 거지. 그래서 네가 좀 도와줬으면 좋겠어.
Soy sparkled her eyes and said that to me. At that moment, Chibi put her hand on my shoulder.
잠깐. 그 전에 얘 의견도 들어야 하지 않을까?
Shimby and I caught eyes. I thought she wasn't listening, but she must have heard what Soy said and worried about me. But before I could even feel thankful, Soy started firing away.
친구니까 당연히 도와줄 것 같은데? 설마 너 테이 선배 좋아하는 건 아니지? 나랑 라이벌이면 곤란해.
Oh my god, like, of course I do not like Tay. No.
그럼 아무 문제 없이 날 도와줄 수 있겠구나?
Soy reached her own conclusion and looked satisfied. She must be really desperate this time.
수업 시작 중이다. 그럼 난 이만 가볼게.
Shimby packed her bag and stood up. You come to the academy, but leave when class starts because of your work? That seems backwards. You're going somewhere?
나 이번 수업부터 빠져. 오늘 촬영이 있어서.
Oh, okay. Oh, it must be tough. Good luck.
그래.
Shimby stood up and gave me a smile. I heard her fan club in the back squeal. Soy cheered Shimby too.
우린 교실에서 너는 일터에서 열심히 전투를 벌이겠군. 무운을 비내, 전우여.
그래. 졸지 말고 열심히 해.
오냐 오냐.
I sat back after seeing Shimby off. But as soon as I sat down, I remembered something. Oh, I was going to take them to Katay's cafe today. Too many T sounds. But Shimby already left for her shoot. Even if I call her and ask her, she probably won't be able to make it. Should I go some other day? I could just take Soy, but I didn't really feel like it. And I felt bad to go without Shimby. I'll just go with them some other day. I felt like I was making excuses to myself. But class started right away and I thought no more of it.
저기 태희야, 지금 잠깐 시간 괜찮아?
지금? 괜찮아. 왜?
여기서는 조금 그런데 잠깐 밖으로 나와주면 안 될까?
그래. 또냐? 그런 것 같다.
진짜? 야, 너희들 왜 그렇게 울상이냐? 응? 너냐? 그러고 보니 니놈도 번지르르한 상판떼기를 하고 있었지. 오늘은 니놈의 얼굴도 보기 싫다. 저리 가라.
You need to hear Red sing Catch You, Catch Me again?
뭐야? 갑자기 그게 무슨 말이야?
태희 말이야, 태희. 지금 여자애한테 불려서 나갔거든.
나도 봤어. 그런데 그게 뭐?
그게 뭐냐니. 딱 보면 모르냐? 저거 누가 봐도 그거잖아.
그거? 얼굴은 번지르르한데 눈치는 제로구만. 부끄러운 듯한 저 표정, 아무도 안 보는 곳에서 이야기하고 싶다는 저 말. 저건 누가 봐도 고백이잖아. 고백?
참고로 오늘 저 모습만 벌써 4번째다.
I'm surprised Tay hasn't just entered the broadcasting room and said, I am not going to date anyone. Except maybe Eri.
쉬는 시간마다 불려가고 있다는 거지.
You guys have 4 recesses?
우리 오늘 몇 교시냐? 하나, 둘, 셋. 아휴.
Oh, you mean recesses between classes, not actual recess.
야, 그만둬. 자괴감만 커진다고. 우와, 태희한테 고백? 뭐가 좋다고?
His looks, his personality, the fact that he has reddish hair and green eyes, which is a pretty uncommon combination in nature.
그걸 꼭 말해야 하냐. 아휴, 얼굴이지 얼굴. 니놈들 오고 나서 여자애들 눈이 더 높아질 수 없을 정도로 높아졌다고. 난 최근에 저리가 감자 라는 말까지 들었다. 태희가 그렇게 인기가 많았구나. 그런데 저 녀석은...
저기 여기까지 같이 와줘서 고마워.
아니야. 그보다 할 말이라는 게 뭐야?
저기 그게...
점심시간이 얼마 남지 않았는데 혹시 오래 걸리는 일이야?
아니야. 그러니까 널 좋아해. 나랑 사귀어줄래?
Why would you immediately ask them to go out with you when you're just confessing? Like, that almost sounds like you're greedy or expecting some reward for liking them. I like you, so you have to go on at least one date with me. What?
우리 어디서 만난 적 있어?
뭐?
아니, 난 널 처음 보는 것 같아서 말이야. 그런데 좋아한다고 하니까 좀 이해가 안 가서 말이야.
Well, Tay, it's only a crush based on a shallow appearance of, well, your appearance. Nothing's gonna come of it, trust me.
그건 저기 난 널 처음 보는 순간부터 좋아했어. 네가 전학으로 온 순간 정말로 꿈에 그리던 왕자님이 온 것 같다는 생각을 했어. 어릴 적부터 나는 내가 무슨 말을 하는 거지? 부끄럽게.
그건 역시 내 외모가 마음에 든다는 거구나. 그 내면은 상관없는 거지.
Well, if you want someone who likes your insides, I think you need to go to Mr. Eugene. He's more interested in what is beneath your insides, which I'm sure are still very gorgeous.
뭐? 방금 뭐라고 그랬어?
아니, 아무것도 아니야. 아무튼 고마워. 날 좋게 봐줘서.
뭐? 그럼 그건 승낙하는...
그런데 미안해. 난 네 마음을 받아줄 수 없어.
어째서? 혹시 다른 누구 좋아하는 사람이라도 있는 거야?
Okay, pro tip. If someone rejects you, they do not owe you any explanation. Doesn't matter if you, I don't know, bought them something, doesn't matter if you spent time with them or anything. They don't owe you an explanation. Especially sometimes you just don't like someone. Or you just don't care about someone. You can't explain it, you just don't.
그보다 아마 난 네가 원하는 남자친구는 될 수 없을 거야. 넌 좋은 아이인 것 같으니까 나보다 더 괜찮은 사람을 만날 수 있어. 미안.
솔직하게 말해주지 않는구나.
미안해. 네 마음을 아프게 하고 싶진 않아.
Feelings will always be hurt, Tay. It's impossible to not do so.
이런 순간에도 친절하다니. 역시 내가 꿈꿔온 왕자님 모습 그대로야.
미안.
됐어. 나도 여자로서의 자존심은 있으니까. 이만 가볼게.
그래. 미안해.
Being
이제라서
popular is so
다행이야.
difficult.
울면 정말로 흉해 보였을 거야.
아, 미안. 다쳤어?
Can I fall in love with you on first sight?
그렇게 복도에서 갑자기 뛰쳐나오면 어떡해?
미안하다. 누구 좀 찾으러 나오다가 그만. 일어날 수 있겠어? 자, 내 손 잡아. 어? 괜찮아? 많이 안 다쳤어?
괜찮아요.
그러면 다행이다. 야, 너 진짜로 괜찮은 거 맞지? 왜 고개를 못 들어? 참, 이상하네. 계속 존댓말을 하고. 뭐 그건 옐로우도 그러니까 상관없나? 아무튼 괜찮다니까 그럼 난 가볼게. 안녕.
You know, it's weird. You can definitely hear that he says yellow in terms of yono, but the text says yono. That's just, it's a small thing I notice.
안녕히 가세요. 어릴 때부터 꿈꿔왔던 왕자님이야.
Please don't look at Yuri. He's mine.
태희 녀석 도대체 어디 간 거지? 그 녀석 대체 무슨 생각이야? 여자애들한테 고백을 다 받아주다니. 아니 뭐 내가 그 녀석 일에 일일이 신경 쓰는 건 아니지만 기분이 이상하잖아.
Red is a little both ways swinging?
이건 의리의 문제야. 그래, 총사령관이 히로인을 두고 다른 여자를 만나다니 말도 안 되지. 정의의 용사들의 팀워크가 깨지는 일이야.
I am confused, considering we forgot how we got smartphones. Did we also forget that we are already dating? Nah, it's probably just, Red jumping to conclusions.
아무도 없는 곳에서 혼자서 중얼거리는 대범함.
Bravery?
어?
게다가 허공을 향해 던지는 변명 섞인 말투까지.
뭐야, 넌?
바로 우리가 찾던 그 사람이야.
뭐?
환영하네. 자네야말로 우리가 찾고 있던 주인공 그 자체라네.
넌 누구야?
이런, 내 소개가 늦었군. 난 장차 연극계를 이끌어갈 황금의 연출자 마이다스의 손. 현재 이 아카데미 연극부 부장을 맡고 있는 사람이야.
학생이라고? 외모나 말투는 선생님인데.
자네는 유머 감각도 아주 훌륭하군. 그래. 역시 배우는 그렇게 유쾌한 매력도 있어야 하는 법이지.
이상한 놈이네. 난 지금 바쁘다고. 저리 좀 비켜줄래?
자네, 지구를 지킬 용사가 되어보지 않겠는가?
뭐?
I would ask why this is in Tay's route, but given how Tay's route unlocks Red's, I guess it makes sense to show the beginnings of Red's route, if you want to call it that. Just explain a few things. So many people as usual. When the bell rings for lunch, war begins. Today, I ran to the cafeteria as soon as the bell rang, but the place was already a battlefield. I see hungry mouths here and there, roaring. Unless Moses comes to gift us with a miracle, it'll be impossible to get through the crowd.
오긴 왔지만 여기서 점심을 먹을 수 있으려나? 오늘따라 더 북적거리는걸?
Tay! Before I knew it, Tay was standing in front of me. Tay frowned a bit to see the packed cafeteria. Yeah, well, you could get through the crowd and get food.
저 무리를 뚫는다고? 위험할지도 모르겠는걸?
It's what tasers are for. Tay stroked his chin.
여기서 기다려. 내가 대신 사올게.
Huh? Oh,
뭐 먹을 거야?
Tay, I'm fine. I've been sensing people glimpsing at me ever since Tay came to talk to me, but now they were just staring. Anyone who was nearby would have heard what Tay said. I peered around and said, "I'm fine," out loud on purpose.
귀찮아서 그냥 점심 거르려고 생각한 거지 지금?
How did you know?
네 생각은 안 봐도 뻔하지. 저번에 샌드위치 먹던데 이번에도 샌드위치면 되려나?
Tay shook his head and then asked me as if he found a goal. He's always gentle, but there's this energy about him that makes refusing him impossible. So I couldn't help myself and ended up nodding. I don't want to bother him, but even if I say no, he'll find a way to feed me somehow. Is it because he's the mom?
여긴 복잡하니까 옥상에 가서 기다릴래? 내가 사들고 갈게.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
천만에.
He gave me his $1,000,000 smile and disappeared into the crowd. When Tay left, I felt my surroundings got louder. I felt dizzy being stuck in that confusion. I didn't show it because he might worry, but I didn't feel so well from this morning. I feel suffocated and dizzy. I couldn't stay here any longer. I want to wait for Tay, but I should go to the roof like what he said. Finally, I can breathe. I sat on the roof bench and stretched my arms and legs. The long shadow beneath me stretched too. I was there only for a while, but my back quickly got warm from the sunlight. I felt much better because of the warmth. When is Tay coming? I felt sorry to bother Tay, but if I didn't eat right now, Tay would worry more. Since he already jumped into the crowd, I should just eat the sandwich he brings and fill up my stomach. I should remember to say thanks when he comes back. I closed my eyes. The warm wind played with my hair. The window reminded me of a familiar touch. Like that, I enjoyed the warm sun and the wind. Soon I heard the roof door open.
많이 기다렸어?
Oh, Tay! Not at all. I turned around and saw Tay coming in. More like coming out, considering the roof is not covered as a room. The wind was blowing on Tay too. His hair flew in the wind. The sunlight was pouring down on him, and he looked handsome. While I awed at the scene for a while, Tay approached me.
자, 이거 받아.
Tay handed me a plastic bag with food and drinks in it. I peered inside and saw quite a lot of things in it. A sandwich and a burger? Did you get all of this inside that crowd? Wow.
저번에 보니까 햄버거도 먹는 것 같아서 다들 조금만 비켜달라고 양해를 구했더니 금방 양보해주던걸?
Really? There was a reason he managed to get all this food. It was possible because it was Tay and not anyone else. But they would never have moved so willingly if they knew this was all for me. I feel quite strange. It was at that moment.
진짜 테이가 이쪽으로 갔어?
Quick, let's hide in the bushes.
그렇다니까. 햄버거 들고 이쪽으로 갔어. 어디 멀리 가진 않았을 텐데.
I heard someone's voice from the slightly open door. The voices and footsteps were getting louder. Tay and I looked at each other. He looked a bit troubled. You brought your followers.
본의 아니게 그렇게 됐네. 미안해.
No, it's nothing for you to be sorry about. Thanks for the food. I'll go to the classroom and eat these. Tay looked sorry to see me go and sighed. But even then, he didn't stop worrying about me.
그래. 점심 꼭 챙겨 먹어.
I smiled at him and nodded. The girls soon came onto the roof to look for Tay. I hid in the corner and went straight. I keep misreading his name because it's so short. And when Tay attracted their attention, I quickly ran down the stairs. I had a bunch of food and drinks in my arms. The classroom was very quiet when I went in. Everyone must still be at the cafeteria. I think Soy said she went to the student government meeting. She kept on complaining, but went straight ahead when they announced they'd hand out snacks. Oi, snacks. Wonderful. I looked around the silent classroom. Only a couple of students were gathered together in the corner, chatting away. I quietly went back to my seat and took out the sandwich Tay bought me.
요즘은 아카데미 오는 게 즐겁다니까. 다른 아카데미에 간 친구가 있는데 걔가 엄청 부러워해. 너도 그래? 내 친구도 그러더라. 핫파이브 멤버들은 아카데미 밖에서도 엄청 유명한가 봐.
만화책을 찍고 나온 것 같은 비주얼들이 살아서 걸어다니는데 오죽하겠냐?
Aside from Red and maybe Tay, they don't look that out of reality. Well, except maybe Lance with his hair.
그건 그래. 얼마 전에 테이 선배가 저 앞 모퉁이에서 걸어 나오는 걸 봤는데 난 무슨 연예인인 줄 알았다니까. 맞아. 테이 선배는 뒤에 후광을 달고 다니시지. 하지만 외모뿐 아니라 다정함까지 갖추고 있으니 정말.
그런 사람이 우리 아카데미에 전학을 오다니. 나 이 아카데미 지원하길 정말로 잘한 것 같아. 나도 그래. 그러고 보니 오늘도 태희 선배한테 고백하는 애들이 많았다던데?
그래? 지금까지 아무도 안 받아줬다고 하던데. 애들 근성도 참 대단하다. 뭘 모르는구만. 오히려 아무도 안 받아주니까 더 불타오르는 거지. 혹시 나라면 받아줄지도 몰라 하는 기대감? 나도 한번 해볼까?
얼씨구. 차이고 나서 우리한테 위로해달라고 하지 마라.
뭐? 나는 다를 거야.
I stopped several times while biting into my sandwich and listened to their conversation. They were chatting about Tay endlessly. Tay is really popular. I guess I get why. Lance, Yono, Red, and Yuri are all popular because of their looks, but Tay is a bit different. He's more approachable than the rest of the boys. I find Yono pretty approachable. And while Yuri isn't approachable, he's the one approaching you. So, he's still approachable in a sense. But just because he's more approachable, it doesn't mean he's less attractive. Sometimes, I get butterflies when he's being nice and generous. I see him at home every day and I still feel like that. Of course, other girls feel much more. I even thought they would come to the academy just to see him. I completely agree with Tay looking like a prince. I thought that was such a cheesy word, but now I've come to think that too. It's so dreamlike to live with 5 princes who are like dolls. I mean, who were dolls. Any girl would dream of this. I don't know. I mean, it might be nice, but I would probably not like it in the long run because I don't know. 4 or 5 people at once begins to be too big of a crowd for me. Since Tay's the most kind amongst them, sometimes my heart beats fast when I look at him. I do feel glad that everyone likes the boys. I worried they might not fit in. They of course fit in perfectly, but the problem is that they are way too popular. Even Lance, who sits behind me. Lance is still cold to other students, but they think he's so attractive because of that. I love it when my lover ignores me. It's so hot. Having good looks can be so helpful. Lance's coldness is just considered his personality since his looks outshine everything. I was thinking about this and that while munching on my sandwich. I slowly stopped thinking about Lance. The weather was good today. I thought I tasted the sun in the sandwich. It's burning hot. I'm back! Since I have to take the bus on my way home, I'm always exhausted when I get to the house. Having been pushed around here and there during the whole ride, I can't help but sigh. But still, I managed to come back home safely. At the sound of the front door opening, someone peeked in from the living room. I saw red hair.
왔어?
Hey, is everyone else home?
은발 재수탱이는 방에 있고 연호는 주번인가? 그건 안 됐어. 태희는 일이 있어서 늦는다고 했고 유리는 알게 뭐냐?
Okay. I remember Tay said he starts working today. I'm curious of how he'll look working at the cafe, and I'm kind of excited to see it for myself. Red was nibbling on something on the sofa. He was still munching while looking at me as I came into the living room. He was so cute I couldn't help but laugh a bit. What's so tasty?
아, 이거? 너도 먹을래? 자.
Red handed me something. Chocolate?
오늘 여자애들한테 받았어. 엄청 맛있어. 너도 줄게.
I'm not really hungry. Thanks to Tay, I ate 2 sandwiches and drank milk. I still wasn't hungry. But I was quite surprised at Red. You must be popular too. I remembered the girls who followed Tay and told Red.
인기? 그건 잘 모르겠어. 뭐 사람들이 계속 끈질기게 굴긴 하지만.
Following you?
특히 연극부 부장은 계속 연극부에 가입하라고 난리인데.
Drama club? It felt strange to imagine Red in the drama club. I thought the soccer club would suit him better.
나도 처음엔 글세울 시다였는데 부장이 재미있는 얘기를 하더라고. 그래서 가입할까 생각 중이야.
Wow, really?
왜 그렇게 놀라?
It's just a bit unexpected. What did he say? I wonder what he said to lure Red into the club. Yono sparkled his eyes at my question. Yono turned into Red? Or did Red turn into Yono? I think the translation's supposed to say Red here.
아직 공개 전이긴 한데 너한테만 알려줄게. 이번에 말이야 연극부에서 축제 때 올릴 연극을 하나 준비하는데 그게 바로 정의의 용사가 주인공인 연극이래. 그래서 이 몸에게 캐스팅 제의가 왔다 이 말씀이야. 그것도 연극부 부장이 직접. 깜짝 놀랐지? 나도 처음에 들었을 땐 놀랐어. 어때? 운명 같지 않아? 정의의 용사인 나 레드에게 딱 맞는 연극 역할이라고 생각 안 해?
It is really surprising. I thought Red was the only one into action heroes, but there was someone else like him in the academy. That surprises me in a different sense. Even while I was surprised, Red sparkled his eyes and told me the whole story. He looked happy, excitedly explaining the play to me. Wasn't it supposed to be a secret? He must really be happy. I felt good to see Red so energetic. I smiled and congratulated Red. Good for you. I'll cheer for you.
나 진짜 열심히 할게. 연극하면 꼭 보러 와.
Of course. His energy spread to me and I gave him a tearful answer too. He always seemed bright and healthy, but right now he looked so exuberant. Even I felt excited to think of Red performing on stage. And what's more, he's acting in a play. I'm already looking forward to it. I should just finish writing for today. I'd stretched my arms with my diary still open. I'm getting sleepy. I always fear that when she says she's getting sleepy, it means a bad ending is coming. Someone knocked on my door. Yeah?
잠깐 들어가도 돼?
Tay opened the door. Of course, come in. Although you already opened the door.
그럼 실례할게.
Tay quietly came in and closed the door. You just came back?
응, 방금 왔어.
You finished pretty late.
내가 원해서 하는 일인데 뭘. 그보다 자, 이거.
Tay held out a cup he was holding. Tea?
너 주려고 점장님께 부탁해서 받아왔어.
In the cup itself, or was it in a takeaway cup and you put it into a mug?
사실은 오늘 네가 카페에 오면 이걸 대접하려고 했거든.
Oh, right. I didn't tell Tay that I wasn't going to make it today. He must have waited for me. I felt sorry and quickly explained. I'm sorry I didn't tell you I couldn't go. I was going to go with my friends, but one of them had to go somewhere. I thought of Shimby, who had to go early for a photo shoot. I would have texted him if I knew he had waited. I completely forgot.
아니, 괜찮아.
Tay smiled as if everything was fine.
그것보다 자, 따뜻할 때 마셔봐.
Tay gave me the cup. I looked at the steam rising from the cup and closed my eyes to smell the scent. As the subtle scent spread around me, I felt myself relax. Okay. Wow, this smells so good. What's the name of this?
지가 3번 들어가서 가게에서는 지지지라고 불러.
ZZZ? That's a weird name.
마시면 잠이 잘 와서 그런 이름을 지은 걸 거야. 피로를 풀어주는 효능이 있대.
But I already said I was sleepy earlier. Really? Then let me try. The scent hovering around my nose spread through my mouth and body. I felt the warmth and chamomile scent twine around me. This is really good.
좋아해서 다행이다. 너한테 꼭 대접하고 싶었어.
Thanks.
그보다 너 진짜 괜찮은 거야?
Huh? Why? And he pointed at my diary on my desk.
딱히 보려던 건 아닌데 그 일기장 말이야.
Diary? No, don't read it! I hurriedly closed my diary. The diary closed with a thump. He didn't see what I wrote, right? I can't let anyone read it. I wrote a bunch of things about Tay. I looked up at his face nervously.
일부러 보려고 한 건 아니야. 게다가 내용은 제대로 못 봤어. 그보다 너 진짜 괜찮아?
What do you mean? I don't know what he's asking me about. I didn't feel so well this morning, but I felt fine after lunch. I'm completely fine right now. But Tay still looked worried. Why is he?
너 눈 나빠진 것 아니야?
My eyesight?
저 글씨들이 제대로 보여?
Words? I don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't answer his ongoing question since I had no idea what he was talking about. As I looked confused, Tay looked as if he had just made a mistake.
아니야. 그냥 네가 걱정이 돼서 과민 반응을 했나 봐.
He must have been able to read what I wrote.
오늘은 일찍 자. 난 이만 나갈게.
Huh? Oh, okay. Tay suddenly stopped talking and got ready to head out. I couldn't even say bye properly and just watched him quickly disappear. Well, he must have remembered something he forgot to do. Well, should I really go to bed early today? The tea must really be working. I feel my eyelids getting heavy. I buried myself in the comfy sheets and closed my eyes. I felt myself slowly fall asleep. It felt peaceful. I think I'll be able to sleep comfortably tonight thanks to Tay. Really, Tay is always so nice. Like what he did for me at the cafeteria during lunch, getting me this tea. Before I knew it, I was only thinking about Tay. Tay... Do I really like Tay, as Red said? But I suddenly felt like drowning at that thought. That's just too complicated to think about. Yeah, let's just think about comfortable things before I fall asleep. Like that, I slowly fell asleep.
카페 문이 열리는 소리가 날 때마다 쳐다봤어. 네가 온 걸까 하고.
I said, shh, Tay. This scene has already taken 1.5 hours, so I'm obviously going to cut this into 2 pieces. So I'll see you next time.